Hi friends, today we are going to learn about the eval function. Okay, this function is used to convert the string value to the respective data type. Okay, so see here function will be eval. Inside that we have to take any string value. Okay, so let's try to use it in the program. Okay, suppose previously we have taken the input function where the input is being taken input means input function is being used to take the input from the console, and that input function will return a string value. Okay, to use in my program I have to use if directly as a string value, if I wanted to use it, I can use it. If I wanted to take two values and I wanted to add those two values, for that I have to convert it the string to the integer, okay, or the float. Okay, so I have to use the conversion functions for that. Okay, so this eval function will be used to convert the string to the respective class object. Okay, so we'll try to do this one. Okay, this is very important, this eval function. Okay, for the type conversion, it is an alternative of type conversion. Okay, see here, uh, suppose first I wanted to check it, what is the value it is been returning. Okay, so eval, the syntax, see that. Okay, what are the variables? Okay, it can be take the global variables or the local variables. Okay, whatever it is. Okay, um, it will be taking the string values. Okay, and it is a built-in function. Okay, right. So what I will be doing is I will be taking a string value, uh, some 12. Okay, actually this is a string because I have mentioned it in single quotes. Okay, so but I wanted to do some mathematical operation on that. Okay, suppose I wanted to add some 10 to this 12. Okay, so if I am directly I am taking it, and if I am adding it, what will happen? It will be concatenated. Okay, the 10 will be concatenated with the 12 because it is a string, no? So what I have to do is uh, write uh, here. If I directly first I will check for the normal thing. Okay, suppose if I am saying some a is equal to, if I'm giving a string value over here, some 12 or some 12. Okay, I wanted to add 12 to this 10 to this 12, and print it. So print a plus some 10. What is the answer that we will be getting it? Okay, I am using plus. Okay, but it is a integer. Okay, see here, and this is a string value. If you're using plus uh, to with a string and an integer, what it will be giving it? Type error. Okay, so you can't use like this because it is a string value. Okay, you can use comma. Okay, it will be printed in this way, but I don't want like this. I wanted to add 10 to the 12, so I wanted to add it, but here uh, it is not possible to add because it is a string value. So I have to convert it. Okay, we have already learned about the type conversion. So I wanted to convert this a the string to integer. Okay, now if you print it, okay, it has been done, right? Good. Okay, so here I am using type conversion function, that is the integer. If I want float, I have to write a float function. Okay, so but I don't want to do in this way. This is already we know it. So what I wanted to do, I wanted to convert here. So I will be using this eval function. Okay, so eval. Okay, in that eval, it will be taking string as the argument, and it will be converting as per the data given inside this string. Okay, inside the string which we have given as an argument, depending on that, the conversion will be done automatically. Okay, so I am running it. See 20, 22. Okay, right. So let's see what is the what is the type of a. So print. I want to check it whether it is a string or it is a integer or it is a float. So print type of a. Okay. See here, type is integer, but I have not used the int function. Okay, type conversion. Okay, I have given it automatically depending on the data it has taken. Suppose if I am writing dot, okay, it is actually a string value. It has to be converted into float. Okay, automatically. See, float, it has been converted into float. So this is very important. Then when we will be using, if you are giving any input data, here we know what is the data that we are giving it. But runtime, if you want to if you are giving any data, that data has to be taken, okay, as an integer or a float. Okay, so I will try to do that one runtime. Okay, so I have to use the input function for that. So what I will be doing is input. I will be taking two values and I will be adding those two values. Okay, but I will be taking those two values runtime. So input, I have to use this function. This is also an inbuilt function. So enter the value of a, and that value I will be storing it in a, right? And b is equal to input, right? Value of b, right? But here the input function will be returning the string value. So after, what I have to do, I have to use the type conversion. Okay, but I don't want to use the type conversion. What I want to use, I wanted to use eval. Okay, so what I will be doing is the input, the value I will be changing. Okay, so I will be using eval. See here, look very carefully. Okay, input function is returning string value. That string value is converting it to the respect to whatever the data which I am giving it, that respect to object it is being converted. Okay, so eval, okay, and print a plus b, right? I will be taking two values and I will be adding those two values and I am printing it. Enter the value of a, I will be entering some 11. Enter the value of b, I will be entering some 12. Okay, 23 is been printed, right? So in this way, I have not mentioned, I have not used the type conversion function. Okay, it is also type conversion, but I have not used explicitly the means respect to functions. Okay, but because in the runtime I don't know whether I am going to give the integer value or I am going to give the float value. So it is better to use eval, okay, eval function instead of uh, if you're using int here or here int. Okay, if I know in the runtime I am going to write only integer values, give only integer values, it is well and good. Suppose in the runtime if I am giving some float values, it is giving the error message. Okay, so it is better to take eval so that depending on the data the type conversion will be done. Okay, eval, okay sir, very well and good. I'll be again running it, some 5, well and good. And if I wanted to give some integers, sorry, from float values, okay, well, uh, in the same way we have already seen, means here we are giving the multiple values, but we are taking in a different line. But if I wanted to give the values in the same line, okay, so I have already we have used the split method for it. Okay, we will be seeing that also. Okay, input, uh, sorry, enter mm, student details. Okay, and here I want student details, means name will be there, id will be there, class of study will be there. Suppose there are three things. Okay, name, suppose id, name, and the class of study. Okay, so this input function will be returning a string value, so I have to enter uh, three values. Okay, that is the name, id, and the class of study. So what I will be doing is those values, after giving those values, will be splitted. I will be using the split function, and with comma. Already we have explained about, I have explained about these things. Okay, so and the split function will be returning a list. See here what it is returning. It is returning the list. Okay, so it is taking a, means a list of strings. Okay, so this list of strings, uh, three values, I know the three, I have to enter the three values. So what I will be doing is uh, for I in the list. Okay, so this I, instead of means integer, this can be anything. Okay, this will be a string, this string, it can be an integer, it can be a float. Okay, so what I have to use, I have to use eval function. So eval of I. Okay, and the whole thing is a list. Sorry, home, and I will be storing it in some L, or there are three values, so first one is the id, comma, name, comma, class of study. Okay, so what I am doing is I am taking the values, because if I take the input function, that whole thing will be treated as a string, and that string is being splitted by using the comma separator. Okay, and this will be returning the string values. Okay, So this list of string values, so this list of string values are taken individually, and um, it is been type conversion is been done by using the eval function, okay, and it is being stored in the respective variables. Okay, the first value will be stored in id, the second value will be stored in name, the third value will be stored in class of study. Okay, cos. See here. So, and I wanted to print it. I wanted to print. Okay, print id, id, sorry. So we have converted it. So id, okay, otherwise I will be writing sid is equal to, in the same way, s name, and class. Okay, so right, and if I want marks also, suppose marks, store s marks or total marks. Okay, right. See here, I will run it. Enter the student details. First I have to give the id, so I am giving some integer value for it. It is giving the error message, okay, because I have entered the enter, okay, but I have to give the comma separator, and I have to give it again. I am running it. So this is the id, comma, name is Mohan, comma, class of study, let it be 12th class. This is also integer, I am giving it. Marks here 100. Okay, so here I am giving three integer values and one string value. Okay, then the main important thing is, okay, when if you are giving a float value or a boolean value or an integer value, okay, directly you can give it. But if you are giving a string, then it has to be mentioned in the double quotes or it's single quotes. Okay, see here it is a string, but I have not mentioned anything, so I will enter it. So it is giving the error message, name error. Okay, so what I have to give, I have to, if I wanted to give any string value, so I have to give it in single quotes or in double quotes. Okay, so the first one is, again I am entering it, 101, that is the id, and the name I will be entering in a single quote, Mohan. And why I am giving comma, because I have used comma separator. Okay, so I wanted to separate the whole string with wherever there is comma. Okay, so then class of study is the 12, marks I got is the 200. Okay, so first the entire string is taken as a string, and it will be split by using the comma, means there will be one, two, three, four strings in a list, means we contain list of four strings, and that four strings will be converted to respective means data types. Okay, and it will be stored in the respective variables. Okay, the order which we have given in that order it will be stored. Okay, this means that the okay, the first value will be stored in the id, the second value will be stored in name, third will be stored in cos, and the fourth value will be stored in marks. Okay, and suppose that if you are giving more than those values which we have mentioned over here, then it will be throwing the error message. Okay, definitely. So I am running it, I am entering it. Okay, see here, now it is been printed. See here, even though I have mentioned in a single quotes, this quotes are not been mentioned. Okay, so whenever you are mentioning any string, okay, uh, and if you are using an eval function, okay, because by default it will be taking as a string. Okay, if you are mentioning string over here, then there will be some sort of error. Already it has been a string, then why you are again converting it? Okay, so it will throwing an error message. So what we have to do is to make it as a string. So we have to see in double quotes, means double quotes are the single quote. We have to tell that okay, it is a string. Okay, convert it into string only. Okay, so this is how this eval function will be used. Okay, so it is an alternative of the type conversion functions. If if the runtime, if I'm taking any values and I wanted to convert it, I don't know what type of value that the runtime we are going to get it. Then we have, instead of using type conversion functions, we have to use this eval function. Okay, hope you understood this concept of eval. Okay, thank you.